Welcome to the newest episode of Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. I'm your host, Jason Fraley, picking the brains of the top filmmakers, musicians, and artists of our time. Lady A is nominated for Vocal Group of the Year at Country Music's CMA Awards tonight on ABC. I spoke to founding guitarist and vocalist Charles Kelly in 2017 when the group rocked Merriweather Post Pavilion in Columbia, Maryland.
Hey, Jason, it's Charles Kelly with Lady A.
Hey, man, how are you? Thanks so much for taking the time to join us.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Now, you guys are obviously touring your newest album, Heartbreak, and I can't get You Look Good out of my head, especially that horn section. I love it. How did you guys work in that horn section? You don't hear that much in country, I guess. Well, I guess Ring of Fire had one, but you know what I mean?
I think that was, we're always just trying to do something different and not repeat ourselves, and we were kind of saying the same things too. We were listening to what we had, and we were like, man, it really needs something, and we were like, man, let's just try a horn section there and just see what it sounds like. And it just felt like it fit the song so much. I mean, there was definitely, a little bit of like worry, like, man, I don't know, there's not much horn sections in country music, but the truth is like everyone's, we're always trying to push it a little bit and try different things. And I feel like our genre is so wide open with so many different sounds now that, and obviously the fans reacted to it so well. It just showed us as an artist that, you got to take risks, take some chances, and not just be straight down the line. And it's been fun to, really have a song like that too with a live show, being out on the road. I mean, it really has brought a whole new energy to the live show.
That's what I was gonna say, man. I mean, I know you guys have some more, heartbreaking songs as well, but man, You Look Good must be a great summer concert kind of a song. I bet it gets the crowd going.
It's been fun too. We've actually, because of that, after the ACM performance, it was such a big moment for us as a band, and everybody was like, well, now you got to take a horn section down the road. So we got a couple guys out playing with us, and they've added horns to like songs like Downtown and Looking for a Good Time, and so it really has been, kind of a fun addition just to make the live show feel even bigger. And it really has felt like a great addition. And we're super proud of this record. I mean, once You Look Good does its thing, I can't wait for everybody to hear the second single is going to be the title track, Heartbreak. And it's a really, kind of female empowerment song. It really is probably our favorite song off the record. So I can't wait for people to hear that as well.
Oh man, that's a perfect one to tease us a little bit. I can't wait for that. Well, you guys, no one does Heartbreak like you guys, so I can't wait for that. And how's it been touring with Brett Young, man? Talk about a cool opening act right there.
Yeah, man, they're great. We always try to bring people out on the road with us that that really have a lot of buzz and will set the tone for the night. And we really got. We hit the lottery with Brett Young. We locked him in. He had one song on the radio with Can't Sleep Without You, and then all of a sudden, in case you didn't know, it just blew up. And so, it really is fun to see all the fans get in their seats early and check him out. And, of course, Kelsey Ballerini. She's a rock star. So it really is. It's I remember being in those moments, I always tell them, to try to really soak up these early moments when it's all happening for the first time because, we've been a band now for 10 years and, you never get those same like first time butterflies, and so you really do have to soak up those moments because it moves so fast,
Yeah.
And but yeah, it is. It really is fun to see that how much they've grown as performers too on this tour.
Yeah, well, usually when you get those first-time butterflies, usually it means that you're on the right track. So just make the butterflies fly in formation, man. That's the key. Take me back to the beginning. I know you grew up in Georgia, and your brother, you did some music too. You guys growing up, but didn't you met Dave Haywood of Lady A in middle school and wrote your first song at 14? Tell me about those early days and writing that first song.
Yeah, we went to the same middle school, high school, and even went to the same college together. And I can't say we were like super, super close buddies, but we played in different bands and stuff, and we always had a mutual respect for each other when it came to music. And so after I graduated college, I worked for about a year, and then I moved to Nashville. And I was meeting some people, and I called Dave up and I said, "Hey, man," I said, "if you ever want to give this a chance," I said, "now's the time. We can live at my brother's house for free. There's an extra, bed you can stay in, and let's just see what can happen here." And all of a sudden we meet Hillary and, 6 months later, had a record deal. It was the craziest luckiest timing how it all played out. But it really is. It's a crazy story how it all went down. But, I always feel like life's about being in the right place at the right time and working hard to put yourself in the right place at the right time. And we really did work really hard in those early days,
Right.
just writing every day and going out and trying to meet people and kind of get in the game, so to speak.
Since this is radio, paint a visual picture for me about when you first met. How did that happen? I guess you and Dave are in Nashville, or how did you bump into her and form the three of you guys together?
Well, so Dave and I were just writing songs, and we were trying to kind of go around and get a publishing deal, really. We really just thought we wanted to be songwriters. And then I was out in the bar one night, and Hillary was popping up and off and on with the band that was playing and singing a song here and there. And she hopped off stage, and she had recognized because she was a fan of my brother Josh Kelly, and I had some songs on MySpace. And she said, "Hey, you're Josh Kelly's brother, right? Charles Kelly?" I was like, "I've heard some of your stuff on MySpace. You're pretty good." And I was like, "Oh man, thank you so much." And I said, "Well, my buddy Dave and I are, we're trying to become songwriters." And she said, "Yeah, I've been trying to get a record deal and all this stuff." And I said, "Well, I'd love to write a song with you." And so, anyways, she comes over the next week, and we wrote. I think in the first month we wrote like four songs that ended up being on our first record, like "Love Don't Live Here," "All We Ever Need," all these songs, and it was one of those immediate chemistry things, and I don't know, the rest just kind of fell into place.
Absolutely, man. You mentioned "Love Don't Live Here." I'll never forget when that first came on the radio. I'm like, who are these guys? I love this band. And then, of course, and then right after that, I guess it was on the same album was "I Run to You," and I believe it won you guys your first Grammy. But how did take me into writing "I Run to You," and how did that one change your life? Because I mean, at that point, you guys were here to stay.
Well, that definitely was the game changer. That was our first number one. I think "Love Don't Live Here" was like number 3. Mm-hmm. But "Run to You," it was the first time we had written with this guy, Tom Douglas. He actually wrote "House That Built Me," and songwriter. And he has almost like all these lyrics written down in all kinds of different forms. But he didn't really have a song and a melody, and so we just kind of came in there and kind of just pretty much poached different lines that we liked and that fit it. And then Hillary and Dave and I kind of came up with this chorus, and it was really cool because, like, usually when we write, we start with the melody first, and then lyrics kind of naturally just kind of come out as you're spitballing. But this one, we actually pulled probably 90% of the lyrics from this kind of poem he had, and so that was definitely a different process for us. And
right.
To this day, I mean, that's probably lyrically my favorite song we've ever written.
Oh wow, that's impressive. And then, of course, so that one announced you guys. You were here to stay. But, man, the next one, you couldn't even predicted how that was going to change your life. Need You Now, man. I just love, like, even the music. It's like teardrops on the piano keys in the beginning, the din, din. It gives me goosebumps. But what's it like? Because it won, Record of the Year, Song of the Year. I mean, this sucker had crossover appeal like crazy, too. But what's it like? I mean, I think it's going to go down as, as an all-timer in country history. What's it like to be in there with the greats, and people are going to make their lists hundreds of years from now. I think that one will be on there.
Well, thanks for saying that. I mean, it really is kind of wild. I appreciate it more and more now, being in the business and realizing that really was a once-in-a-lifetime kind of song. And it, put us on the map and, but I mean, we're always as artists, trying to beat the last thing we've done. And so, we still feel like we've got, hopefully another big Need You Now in our midst, but the truth is, it set us up so well for our touring career, and since then we've had a lot of success with different songs, and it's like, you just can't compare it to the same bar as Need You Now. It just took on a life of its own, but it is, it's always the song of the night, in the show. So I can't wait for people to kind of come out there and sing along to it, because it really is that moment. And it's funny right now, You Look Good is starting to kind of take over that spot too. The horns kind of come back out, and it really just sets the show off right. We have like a little kind of chill moment in the middle of the set, and all of a sudden the horns come back out, and we rock out You Look Good, and it's a party again. So we can't wait for people to come out and check it out.
Oh, me either, man. I mean, there's so many other songs we could talk to about, like, American Honey and We Own the Night and Dancing Away with My Heart and Hey Bartender. God, there's just so many. You guys have dominated. But maybe just take me into one more. Take me into Bartender. How did you write that one?
Yeah, we wrote that on the road. We were actually with a buddy of ours, Rodney Clausen, and we were riding to our first gig, and we started this little idea. On Dave and I, on our bus, the songwriter, and we called up Hillary. We were like, pull over to the gas station. You got to come on the bus and work on this with us. And it just really kind of poured itself out. We had this idea, Hey Bartender, but it's Hillary's idea to kind of turn it into almost like a, female anthem of, kind of getting over, getting over your ex. And so it was, it really did kind of turn it into kind of a bit of a female anthem, for us. And I can say that, because we got a woman group, so the female
of course
songs, we're all about those as well. So
that's awesome.
It really is. It's been a big song for us for sure.
So there's your female anthem from a couple years ago, and now you have a new one that you teased for us, Heartbreak. I can't wait for that one too.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a play on Heartbreak. It's giving your heart a break. Yeah, so it's actually a positive song. So, we kind of threw a little twist in there. That was Dave's idea. So, I can't wait for people to hear it.
That's awesome, man. Well, we can't wait to see you guys out there. Just sort of in closing, with the crowds that come out to your concerts, have you guys, you guys can gather the hardcore country fans like me that, grew up with that, but have you heard from some fans, I guess in the post Need You Now era that, that maybe you, the Lady A, was the band that kind of got them to come over and cross over and discover this glorious world of country? Like, did they become fans through you? Have you heard from anyone like that?
I don't know. There's definitely, we definitely hear some stories like that, but I think country music in general has just grown so much. I think as we start bringing in a lot of influences from other genres, which is just natural. I think that's just because we have access to so much music, now. And so I don't know. It's just, I think people are coming to country to, hear the lyrics and the authenticity of it all. And so, it really is fun. We're actually going over in October to go to the UK and then go to South Africa for the first time. So we're trying to take it around the world for sure.
That's so great. Well, congrats on all the success with Lady A, and also even with Dierks and your solo stuff with The Driver. Like, man, you're firing on all cylinders. So keep it going.
Thank you, Jason. We'll see you this weekend, man. Can't wait.
Yep. See you at Merriweather.
All right, bye.
Later.
Thanks so much for listening to Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. Our theme music is Scott Buckley's Clarion. Remember to give us a 5-star rating if you like what you hear. We'll see you next time.
Explain your DNA on 10 cases, man.
You're inside the police interrogation room with the alleged Potomac River rapist.
I'm not guilty on any of this stuff.
So calm, so reasonable. Could this be the man who terrorized women for 9 years before murdering a brilliant scientist 2 decades ago? Experience one of the most fascinating true crime podcasts available. Join crime reporter Paul Wagner for Unknown Subject, Season 3 of WTOP's American Nightmare series. Search American Nightmare Podcast on all podcast platforms.
I wanted to take a second to tell you about an app I really enjoy. Living in the DC area is great, and Podcast DC gathers all of the local shows that I like all in one local app. Health, sports, local news, politics, and so much more. Podcast DC is the new local app with hundreds of DC area podcasts to choose from. I can earn exciting rewards just for listening and share the podcasts I love instantly. Available in the App Store or in Google Play, listen local with Podcast DC.